go, or welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I have a duet that I just finished, and it's literally like I DNF'd the first book last year for like reasons of saying like, I think it wasn't intriguing enough to me. I might come back to the series, but it's DNF'd. So this time I actually picked it up and finished the first book. And then I finished the second book. And let's talk about Living in Sin Duet by Lorraine Allen. The first one is When Art Rises, and the second one is When Art Falls. So this is a dark bully romance that has infidelity in both books. So our heroine, Sin, is also interracial. She is living with her mother's boyfriend. He's very, very wealthy. She has a boyfriend. They're having a good time. She is living life. She's popular, all that kind of stuff. And she also has a stepbrother who you find out kind of likes her. But since she's dating his best friend, he just lets it go. So his cousin, Art, he comes to live with them because of his behavior issues. He also watched his little brother drown. I think it's like they both got too high or too drugged on something, and little brother tried to swim, and he drowned because of his impaired mind. So he's moving in with his uncle. He's just like a bad boy. He slowly starts to find Sin attractive and wants her. That starts this whole little cat and mouse flirting that they have together. And Sin starts cheating on her boyfriend with Art. They have a very sneakily kind of thing going on. He sneaks into her room at night when her boyfriend also tries to sneak into her room. Sometimes he goes before the boyfriend. Well, most of the time he goes before the boyfriend, and the boyfriend comes, and then they do the do. And sometimes they're at a house party and they do it. He just starts falling for her. She starts falling for him, but she knows that she has a boyfriend. They both know that, and she doesn't want to hurt both of them. Then we get the surprise, and he starts opening up to her about certain things that he doesn't want other people in their family dynamic to know about, and she says that she will keep those promises. Then the truth comes out about them. He blows it out of the water, mainly because he found out that she told his uncle that he had been doing drugs and had been cutting himself. And he blows their whole entire relationship out in front of everybody in their school, and he does not care. He does not care about her because he feels betrayed by her. And she keeps telling him, I didn't tell no one. I didn't tell anyone about this. I don't know how he knew. I didn't tell anyone. And he doesn't believe her because she's the only person he told. So she has to be lying. And he leaves her. And she finds out that she's pregnant. And she doesn't at first know who the father is because she was having unprotected sex with her boyfriend in Art. So we leave on that note of her being unpopular, her and her mother moving out, her mother leaving her boyfriend because of the situation, and that's just the end. In the second book, this is, I think, 4 or 5 years later. She is now, the baby's born. We know who the father is, and that was her boyfriend, but her boyfriend does not want anything to do with her or the baby. And he just calls her all kinds of names. So she can't get support from him at all, and she kind of doesn't want support from someone who has treated her this way. So she has to move to, I think, Florida for a business opportunity. And she's moving in with her mother because they have to make ends meet. They both have to live with each other. Her mother's also going through a lot of medical bills because she has been diagnosed with something. I forget what. It's not like a life-threatening disease, but it is getting very costly. So they live together for that very reason. And also, she's also a in-home babysitter. And we also get Art's point of view. He's now a multi-millionaire. Him and his cousin, the cousin that liked Sin, they have a nice relationship, but Art is a love him and leave him kind of person now. He does not do feelings. He just does sex. And if you don't want to do it, then you can get out the way because he can find someone else who will do it better than you. That's how his mentality is now because he's been hurt and betrayed by Sin. Then comes the meetup. When I tell you, this was like so great because I was like, how are we gonna meet up? This is like so weird. It's unbelievable how they meet up, but I was like, yes, here we go. So she is leaving from I think trying to find like an interview, and she has a raggedy car. Her car gets stuck on the highway, so she's trying to flag down some cars, but like no one's like coming to save her. Finally, she just like kind of jumps in front of Art's car. Art has picked up his date for the evening, and he's like, okay, well, I'll just help her out. So he's like, hey, what's going on? She's like, hey, my car broke down, blah, blah, can you help me? He's like, yeah, get in the car. So she does, because she also sees another woman in the car too, so, iffy, but sure. She gets in the car, and then she realizes that the driver is Art, and he realizes it's Sin, and he's like, tell me where you live. And she's like, no, I don't have to, no, get me out the car, you don't have to do this, I'll call someone else, you can just leave. And he's like, no, give me your address. And she's like, no. And she tries to open the door, and he childproofs the car. And he's like, we're not leaving until you give me the address. And she's like, okay, well, we're not leaving. He is so rich and has so many connections. He calls someone, and will give him the address of her, where she lives, and he starts driving there. Mind you, there's the girl in the car with them who's seeing all this. And he tells the girl to give him a BJ. And she's like, what? And Sin's like, what? And he's like, do it. And the girl goes, all right. And then he's trying to talk to her, not really. And she's trying to ignore what she's hearing because she's like not trying to look at him getting this BJ. Finally, they get to her apartment, and she's literally trying to get out the car. Does not want to see him at all. It's awkward. It's hurting her feelings because she still has feelings for him. And for him to do this in front of her in the first meetup is crazy. And he is just like, what's going on? First of all, you get out the car, the girl, take a taxi. He has this like playful, you're gonna do what I want kind of thing with Sin. She's not having it. She runs into her apartment and he's like, I will get her because I want to make her life a living hell for her betrothed. That starts the whole finding a way to make her pay revenge thing and make her do everything that he wants her to do because he can. So long story short is that he finds a way to have her pay off her debts, pay off her mother's medical bills, and also pay her for her services. All she has to do is be with him, I think, for like 6 to 7 months and do everything that he tells her to do no matter what. And then she'll get this money and he continues to pay for all of her stuff. So she does for her son and for her mother. And that just embroils them in more things, and it was really, really good until we find out something. And he misinterpreted something. So he thinks that she's cheating on him with a coworker, and she's actually not cheating on him at all. The coworker was actually just comforting her about something. He saw that, and again, thinks she cheats on him, so he wants to pay her back. She comes to his house because he sent her to, and she's like all happy and ready to be with him, and he tells her to lay on the bed. She is like, I think she's tied down on the bed, and he tells her that he saw her cheat. She's like, what are you talking about? I didn't see you. Like, I never cheated on you. And a woman comes into the room, and she's like, what's going on? He tells the woman to strip, tells her to get on the bed, and this is when Sin realizes that he's about to have sex with this woman right next to her, and she can't do anything because she's tied to the bed. So she closes her eyes as she hears the man that she loves have sex with another woman right next to her. That was very heartbreaking, actually. That gutted me. And finally, she's had enough. She tells him, like, point blank, like, I've never cheated on you. I did, like, how could you do this to me? And I never want to see you again. I don't care. She just walks out his life. And he's just like, you know, kind of good riddance. But, like, no, you're not about to do this because you're mine. I'm the only one for you. He is trying to, like, win her back once he realizes that, like, she didn't cheat. But we also get another twist. We find out who was the person that told the family that he was self-harming himself. And that blows everything out the water and also makes him rethink everything he thought about Sin. I won't tell you the ending. It does end with HE though, so. But that, like, the build up to the ending was crazy. Very unbelievable. The whole entire series for me is like a 3. If I'm being very harsh, very critical about When Art Falls, it's like a 2.75. Mainly because it's just very unbelievable. The miscommunication that was going on between them was crazy. I never felt so frustrated with both of the characters. I was just like, oh my gosh, please, someone help them. Someone help them. And I felt like the rage-inducing mentality when it came to Art once he thought that she cheated on him, and then that situation of him being super petty, and then him trying to, like, win her back by, like, being crazy. But it's to each his own, because that's that whole entire sequence was crazy. But again, the series is like a 3 to me. I wouldn't reread it again, but it was fun for how messy everything was. And it does have my favorite trope in it, which is cheating, so just saying. And the steam was great. I think that's why you should read it. If you like great steam, this is good. A whole bunch of steam. Like a whole bunch. But I hope you enjoyed this review. I know it's like kind of all over the place. It's literally late right now. Super late. But I will see you all in my next video. I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Sunday. So please be subscribed so you can figure out or be notified when I have uploaded a video for you to watch. And if you could please like this video and follow me on my socials. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all later. Bye!